President Tinubu reaffirms his commitment to digital public infrastructure. Osun State government sets to implement recommendations to end boundary crisis with its neighbors. And on the foreign scene, Israel's domestic security says it has foiled a plot to assassinate a former senior defense official. Good evening, the major reports. I am Babatunde Fanooko. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed the commitment of his administration to digital public infrastructure as a tool to enhancing the transformation of service delivery to all Nigerians. The president emphasized the critical role digital identity plays in the socio-economic development of nations. President Tinubu, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, gave the commitment in his remarks during the celebration of the 6th National Identity Day, which was organized by the National Identity Management Commission. The President noted that the theme of this year's Identity Day, Digital Public Infrastructure Enabling Access to Services, underscores the critical role that digital identity plays in the nation's development. President Tinubu said his administration's 8-point agenda is intrinsically linked to the success of the nation's digital identity initiatives. He stressed that by leveraging DPI, Nigeria can streamline service delivery, reduce bureaucratic bottlenecks, and ensure that government programs reach those who need them most. In the meantime, petroleum marketers in Nigeria says they are standing in limbo over the controversy surrounding Dangote refinery fuel pricing as released by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. This comes as the petroleum marketers demanded that Dangote refinery should disclose the price it sold petrol to NNPCL for transparency. According to Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, latest data, marketers also noted that the country cannot depend on domestic petrol production to satisfy its daily consumption, which stood at 50 million naira. The president of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Abubakar Megandi, made this demand. It will be recalled that the NNPCL announced a list of retail prices of Dangote petrol across its outlets nationwide. The new petrol prices showed that petrol will be sold at 950 naira 22 kobo per liter in Lagos State. Oyo and other southwestern states will pay 960 naira per liter for petrol, while in the Federal Capital Territory, Kano, Kaduna, petrol price will stand at 999 naira 22 kobo per liter. However, Dangote Group faulted NNPCL but did not disclose the actual price it sold its inaugural petrol. The development resulted in a petrol price controversy, which further worsened the crisis in the sector. The Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise has called on the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to reverse its recent premium motor spirit price adjustment. The director of CPPE, Muda Yusuf, disclosed this to newsmen in Abuja. Mr. Yusuf comments came after the NNPCL announced a fresh price increase, setting petrol prices between 950 and 1,019 naira 22 kobo per liter for Dangote refinery petrol across its retail outlets. They urged the NNPCL to reverse the price hike, stating that further increases in petrol prices will exacerbate the rise in the cost of goods and services in Nigeria. The CPPE director noted that NNPCL's decision to announce the price hike does not demonstrate sensitivity to the prevailing socioeconomic conditions in Nigeria. He added that while Nigeria's inflation declined to 32.15% for the second consecutive time in August 2024, the prices of goods remained high. He, however, called for a stronger relationship between Dangote Refinery and NNPCL in the interest of all Nigerians and the country's economy. Osun State government is set to implement reasonable recommendations that will put an end to boundary crisis with its sister states. Governor Adeleke stated this while receiving members of the National Boundary Commission on courtesy visit to Osogbo. Amen. Saeed Adeboje has the details.
Welcoming members of the National Boundary Commission to Osun State, Governor Adeleke appreciated their job of ensuring peace among existing communities and states. Governor Adeleke, who spoke through his deputy, Prince Kola Adewusi, highlighted locations where Osun State shares boundary with its sister states and expressed readiness to always sustain peace in the affected areas. He assured that the state government will implement the recommendations of National Boundary Commission as regard demarcation of boundaries between the state and other states.
I also want to assure you that we are always prepared to make necessary materials available to find a lasting solution to boundary disputes within the local governments in the state and interstate boundary disputes.
In his speech, the Director General National Boundary Commission Surveyor Adamu Adaji expressed the importance of interjoint peace committee between Osun and Oyo State pending the determination of the boundary. Surveyor Adaji noted the various flashpoints where Osun shares boundary with other states, thereby assuring that there will soon be permanent solution to various issues.
It's important that we consider the establishment of inter-committee joint peace committees to be supported by the two governments to meet regularly on a national basis to ensure peaceful coexistence pending the final determination of the boundary. This will no doubt bring peace and harmonious coexistence among the border communities.
In their separate speeches, the Special Advisor on Boundary Commission, Mr. Bukola Onifade, and the State Commissioner for Boundary Commission, retired Justice Kunle Adeyeye, expressed the readiness of Governor Adeleke's administration to resolve all boundary-related crises within the state.
They are on the track to solve all the issues all the boundary issues that we have in Osun State. It shows the sign of seriousness and commitment on the part of the government of Osun State to be in peace, harmony, and to be in love. And we believe the president of many of the boundary issues will be resolved.
For OSBC News, this is Saeed Adeboje reporting.
Anti-education. A new academic session commenced across the state today after a long vacation. Observations at schools visited by OSBC News in Osogbo Metropolis revealed that teachers and students hit the ground running for the new academic session. Sayan Orindi has more on the story.
Students and pupils of public and private schools in the state resumed academic activities following a long-term holiday. Observations by OSBC News at schools visited in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, including Nawarudin Grammar School, St. Andrew Primary School, Okebale, CAC Grammar School, Bodofon, Atauja School of Science, Christ African Church, Osogbo, revealed that learning has commenced while students were also spotted tidying up the school premises. Teachers in the school visited were busy engaging with their students on different topics of subjects of learning. One of the principals of Nawarudin Grammar School, Okebale, Mrs. Bose Titilawo, said the attendance of students returning on the first day was quite encouraging.
turn up of the student is encouraging like before, because today is the first day and we are able to get at least a turn up attendance from the students. Yes, they are all intact, they are around. So we just finished the staff meeting. So by the time you saw me coming back.
The headmistress of St. Andrew Primary School, Okebale, Mrs. Rashida Ajiwe, who said the teacher hit the ground running on the first day of resumption, appealed to parents to encourage their children to attend school.
All the teachers are present, but we are still expecting our pupils to come to school. We employ the parents to let their children come to school.
It will be recalled that in line with the national policy on education, public and private schools observed the annual 8 weeks holiday to enable the students to rest and refresh for a new academic session. Sonia Olonide reporting for OSBC News.
Still on education, as students in the states resumed for the 2024-2025 academic session, parents have continued to lament the biting economic hardships in the country as a result of the skyrocketing prices of stationery and other educational materials. Those who spoke with OSBC News appealed to the federal government to tackle inflation and reduce the pressure of the financial burden on parents. Our reporter, Oluchi Amuda, has the details.
Parents and guidance in Nigeria, most especially those whose children and wards have just resumed for the 2024-2025 academic session, are not smiling at the moment. Their lack of smiles may not be unconnected with the huge burden the economic situation has placed on their shoulders over the high cost of stationery and other educational materials. While some parents are complaining as they grapple with rising cost of tuition, transportation, and other basic goods, others feel their dreams of providing qualitative education for their children may be threatened if the situation persists. While speaking with OSBC News, a parent, Mr. Olayemi Lufoye, who was at the market to purchase a new school uniform for his children, said the situation is getting tougher by the day, as inflation has led to a rise in the cost of everything, making it increasingly difficult for parents to breathe.
I didn't expect this price, sincerely speaking, because I just, one trouser, 1,008, 1,005, 1,007. Then if you want to buy original one now, like 2,000 upward, but there's nothing I can do. I must buy it. This is not good. It's unfair. It's unfair. It's unfair. It's too cost. Sincerely speaking, it's too cost. Some people cannot avoid this. Some people cannot avoid this. Please, I beg the federal government to reduce this all cost price.
Speaking in the same vein, another parent, Mrs. Rafiat Olanius, said her hope is becoming dimmer by the day as the financial burden on parents is now more pronounced.
Things are so difficult. It's not being easy. It's only God that is keeping us alive. But what I'm buying right now is very cost. Comparing to my experience so far, government should please do something about the economy, because economy is so bad right now with what we are facing.
They appealed to the federal government to tackle inflation headlong and implement economic policies that will reduce the hardships of Nigerians. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board says it has concluded arrangement to fully automate its services to reduce physical contact with candidates as part of measures to prevent extortion and enhance service delivery. JAMB Registrar Professor Ishak Oloide said this had become important given that many of the candidates who take the UTME are underaged. Professor Oloide explained that limiting physical contact would address issues of extortion and exploitation, stating that the board had received a series of reports bordering on some unwholesome practices. He added that a team had been deployed to investigate the claims, promising to make the findings known to all. He urged students who had accused some JAMB officials and other operatives, such as CBT centers, of extortion in the name of regularization of other services to provide credible evidence, adding that any staff found culpable will face the full wrath of the law. President Bola Tinubu says a plan is underway to create a disaster relief fund to take care of natural disasters such as the one that wreaked havoc in Maiduguri. President Tinubu spoke after inspecting some of the flooded areas and visited one of the 36 camps where the displaced persons are quartered. He made the proposal at the Borno Government House in Maiduguri after visiting the Shehu of Borno, Alhaji Abubakar Ibn Umar Garba El-Kanemi. He suggested that a small percentage of cash from the Federation account and private sector contributions can make up the relief fund. President Tinubu commended Governor Zulum for his prompt intervention and the theater command of the military for the evacuations that saved many lives. The United Nations has announced the donation of a $6 million fund in support of the Maiduguri flood victims in Borno State. According to a statement, the United Nations Humanitarian Coordinator in Nigeria, Muhammad Fali, said all joint missions comprising UN agencies and non-governmental organizations alongside the Nigerian Red Cross Society visited Maiduguri. Mr. Fall stated that the team met with the people who had been impacted and had been displaced multiple times by conflict and insecurity in the area. The coordinator noted that the organization and their partners are providing the victims with hot meals and facilitating airdrops of food in hard-to-reach areas cut off by flood waters. They also said the organization is providing water, sanitation hygiene services, and water purification tablets, as well as emergency health and shelter services to stem the sea's outbreaks. He added that the staff of the United Nations Office of the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs are working closely with donors to secure additional funding. And on to entertainment. Nigeria's entertainment industry is one of the best in the world. From acting to musicals, the world is spellbound with delightful entertainment experience. No doubt, great talents are in Africa and Nigeria in the home of all the brightest in the continent. OSBC looks at the role of Aki Nampopo in the entertainment industry. Itunu Adebayo is our guide.
The never-dying spirit of most Nigerians has made them excel in their endeavors in education, sports, politics, science, computer programming, engineering, and host of others. It can be sure that a Nigeria of origin would be mentioned in one of the success stories of the industry. Nigerian music and movies are now screened across the world. Oshita Ayeme and Chinedu Ikedie's role in the entertainment industry drawn a few of the talented and determined entertainers that have overcome the storming blocks that many of their peers would ordinarily use as an excuse for failing. It is noteworthy that these individuals have shown high sense of leadership, commitment, and creativity. Oshita Ayeme is a Nigerian actor. He is widely known for playing the role of Popo in the film Akina Ugwa alongside Chinedu Ikedie. Oshita Ayeme, popularly known as Popo, has often been described as one of the best actors of his generation. Ayeme is the founder of the Inspired Movement Africa, a movement set aside to inspire, motivate, and stimulate the minds of young Africans, especially Nigerians. Chinedu Ikedie is also known for playing alongside Oshita Ayeme in most movies after their breakthrough in the movie Akina Ugwa. In less than a decade, both actors has gone on to become one of the most in-demand actors in Nollywood. In 2007, Chita and Ikedieze received the Lifetime Achievement Award at the African Movie Academic Award. The two actors were honored as a member of the Order of the Federal Republic. Oshita's Brown speak to anyone who is dealing with adversity, be it physical or otherwise. Their story is one of overcoming setback. It is a story of triumph and which serves as an inspiration to countless people across the globe. Oshita Ayeme personality is one that resonates with many. Chinedu Ikedieze emphasizes that being short is not an excuse to one's success and achievement. Tunadiba reporting for OSBC.
You are welcome to our sports segment. The Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Eno, has expressed his deep admiration for the impressive display of talent at the ongoing National Youth Games in Asaba. Oluwasefumi Adelabu has more on these and others from the sports scene.
Senator Eno praised the young athletes highlighting the extraordinary potential being unearthed at this year's event. Senator Eno lauded their achievements, emphasizing the importance of identifying and supporting each talent at an early stage. The minister reiterated the ministry's commitments to developing grassroots sports and ensuring that platforms like the National Youth Games continue to serve as breeding grounds for the next generation of national champions. Among the many young stars shining bright is the youngest female chess player in Nigeria, Isabella Ichado, who stood out of the competition at age 8. The minister, however, said young athletes like Isabella are proof that the immense potential that exists in the country, noting that she is an inspiration not only because of her skill but also her dedication to the game at such a young age. Also, the organizer of the prestigious Ballon d'Or has highlighted reasons why Atalanta's Ademola Lookman was nominated for this year's award. A video which was released via their official X handle showcased Lookman's vital role in helping Nigeria's Super Eagles reach the final of the Africa Cup of Nations, where he scored 3 goals and registered 1 assist during the tournament. It also showcased his role in Atalanta's historic Europa League triumph, where he scored a hat-trick as they defeated Bayer Leverkusen 3-0 in the final. The Nigerian international will compete with the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Rodri, Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham for football's most coveted individual prize. Lookman has contributed 33 goal involvement, 22 goals and 11 assists in 61 appearances, both Nigeria and Atalanta, during the period under review for the 2024 Ballon d'Or. Also, the Women's World Cup will take place in South America for the first time after Brazil was chosen to host the 2027 edition at a FIFA Congress. After the success of Australia and New Zealand last year, FIFA members picked Brazil over a European bid in a push to expand women's football to new continents. Delegates meeting in Bangkok voted 119 votes to 78 to send the 10th Women's World Cup to the land of Samba football, beating a joint bid from Belgium, the Netherlands and Germany. The decision sparked celebration from the Brazilian bid team. Brazilian Football Confederation President Ednaldo Rodriguez hailed it as a victory for Latin American football and for women's football in Latin America. Brazil's bid includes 10 stadiums used for the Men's World Cup in 2014, with Rio de Janeiro's famous Maracanã lined up for the opening match and final. Oluwasefumi Adelabu reporting for OSBC News.
Scene. Israel's domestic security agencies has claimed that it has foiled a ploy by the Lebanese armed group to kill a former senior defense official. Abimbola Adejo has more from the foreign scene.
The Israel Security Agency did not name the official, but said in a statement that it had used an explosive device attached to a remote detonation system using a mobile phone and camera. that Hezbollah had planned to operate from Lebanon. According to reports, the security agency said the attempted attack is similar to Hezbollah plot foiled in Tel Aviv a year ago, without giving further details. Israel and Hezbollah have been trading fire across the Lebanon borders in the worst escalation of violence there in 2 decades. Hezbollah wants a ceasefire in Gaza as a condition to stop its attacks on Israel. Meanwhile, Mali's leader, Col Assimi Goïta, his Nigerian counterpart, General Abdurrahmane Tishani, along with Burkina Faso's leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, are set to launch the new biometric passports in the coming days as part of their withdrawal from the wider regional bloc ECOWAS. Following the coup, West African countries sanctioned the juntas, aiming to push them to quickly restore civilian rule. But the 3 nations that now form the alliance of child states have so far resisted the calls, opting to cement their alliance. Malian junta leader noted that the new biometric passports of the alliance would be put into circulation with the aim of harmonizing travel documents in their common area. Col Goïta, who is the acting president of Sahel Alliance, spoke a day before the military governments were due to mark the first anniversary since they made a decision to create their own alliance. He said they were also planning to launch a joint service that will promote a harmonious dissemination of information in the 3 states. It will be recalled that Burkina Faso had earlier revealed its decision to launch a new biometric passport without the ECOWAS logo. However, it remains unclear how the new passport will affect the travel of their national other ECOWAS states where they enjoy free visa movement as holders of A15 nation regional passports. Abimbola Adejo reporting for OSBC News.
With the report from the foreign scene, we have come to the end of the major report on OSBC TV. It was edited by Michael Adeni. I am Babatunde Fanopo. Thank you for watching. Good night.